What's going on, everyone? Coach Aaron here, back in another video to help you dominate a platform. Today we're going to go over the best budget singlet so you don't have to spend any more money than you need to. So let's get right to it. Alrighty everyone, thanks for tuning in to another video and checking out my channel. If you don't know who I am and you're new to the channel, my name is Aaron Khamesi. I'm a powerlifting athlete, coach, meet director, and referee, and I make videos here on this channel to help out those groups of people. Today we're going to do another video in this series for the best budget or best bang for your buck product for different products. So I already did one on belts, so you can always go check out that video if you haven't seen it. You could check out my playlist on it on my channel, and you can also look at the card above to go to the video directly. All right, and if you did notice, I did get a haircut. Thank you for asking. So I haven't trimmed down the beard yet, but I will do that next. So maybe in a future video, you'll see the beard trimmed down too. And I'll be back to normal since things are starting to open up more and I have to interact with some humans in person again. So I figured I'd clean myself up. But this week, one of my newest clients asked me about what singlet they should get because they're trying to compete this year in their first competition. So I gave them different options of what I thought were good IPF approved singlets that are also a good value. So we're not going into those top end prices, and then we're also not going to just whatever crap we can find online that may not be IPF approved, because then it can be difficult to transition to higher level meets. As I've said in Instagram posts and videos and everything like that, currently for USAPL competitions, if it's a local level competition, just like whatever a gym competition like our Boynton Barbell Championship or even the state championship that's once a year, it only needs to meet the technical specifications, which pretty much every singlet does. But if you're trying to go to higher level events like a nationals or a worlds, it has to be on the IPF approved list. So if you're someone who's thinking about maybe transitioning up to nationals, to Arnold, worlds, anything like that in the future, then you may want to prepare in advance and just get the IPF approved singlet. When I first started, we got a House of Pain singlet for like 30 bucks. I don't even think the company or the website exists anymore. But then once they started bringing the IPF approved list and we wanted to go to bigger meets like nationals and I compete in a North American championship, then I had to go and buy an IPF approved singlet. So then I had to buy two singlets. One was $30, one was $70, so it came out to $100. Whereas I could have just bought an IPF approved singlet to begin with, that would have been $100 or less, and that would have been set for life. So we're gonna go over a few options. We'll go over one that's not IPF approved in case you're someone who doesn't compete in the IPF or you never wanna go to those higher level meets, you just wanna do a local competition. And then we'll go over also a few IPF approved options at different prices, depending on how much you wanna spend for maybe better design or better color, that kinds of stuff. And before we get into that and we'll go on my computer and we'll look at the different options, just want to go over a little bit more about what a singlet is. Some people kind of get confused if it's something specific to powerlifting, and it is not. They use singlets in other sports like in weightlifting and in wrestling. So you can use a wrestling singlet, and oftentimes when you look online on like Amazon, you will see wrestling singlets on there. But the thing you want to avoid is you don't want to go into what we call the equipped division of powerlifting, which is single ply and multi-ply suits. So they are different, the equipped and the not equipped. So you need to have the singlet if you are going to be competing in that raw, not equipped division. So I have a couple suits here. So the first thing I'll go over is this TRX suit. I don't have the Titan Super Centurion to show you, but you'll see that they look very similar as I go through different options. So this is a TRX that I've used before, and it is one of the higher level, one of the top of the line suits. And you'll see that no matter how much I pull on this thing, you're gonna get no stretch out of it pretty much. And that's the whole point, is that you need a lot of weight to stretch this material and store energy in it to then give it back to you on the way up. They also have some reinforcements along the back and on the hip. So you want to be careful that you're not getting something like this, the TRX, and you'll see on the website, hopefully it'll say single ply or multiply. It'll be more expensive. It'll be maybe in the 200 range or 300 range. And so that's what you want to avoid. I also have here one that may be a little bit more tricky. This is an Inzer Hardcore. So this is a little bit of a softer material, a little bit easier for a beginner lifter for equipped, and it'll give a little bit more, but still not too much. So it stretches a little bit more, and maybe you can even see the light coming through it on the camera. So this will give you very little support compared to that one, but it still is a supportive suit. It's still for equipped. So if you see it say Inzer Hardcore, or you see it say single ply, and that's what you want to avoid. And then here I have my actual singlet that I use. I just use a plain black Titan Triumph Singlet. Okay, and you'll see on this one that it does stretch a lot more. So it's supposed to stretch about 600%, which not only makes it much less supportive, but it's also better fitting for you, whether you're a little bit heavier or a little bit lighter, it'll kind of conform to you. So you'll see that this is supposed to be no support, and on it says Titan Singlet, and then the material is polyester and nylon. All right, so this is what I use. I like, again, going for value or bang for your buck. So I just got this for $70, Titan Triumph. I got the matte finish, thinking that the matte finish will be a little rougher, which can help for the bar gripping for low bar squats, and then also the singlet gripping to the bench. I don't want to get the sheen. I thought it'd be a little bit more slippery, and maybe that the bar will slip or I'll slip on the bench. So this is my IPF approved singlet. I don't have the House of Pain one anymore, but it was just a basic singlet. So let's go on over to my computer and we'll go over the different options. All right, so over here I have Amazon pulled up, and I just searched on their powerlifting singlet so you can see what comes up. So the first thing you'll see comes up, you'll see Inzer, here you'll see Iron Rebel, here you'll see the Titan Triumph that I have, $70. You'll see some other ones, like I said, wrestling singlet, because wrestlers do use singlets as well. Here you go, wrestling singlet. Here's the Titan again, Inzer. You also see this one from Lifting Large. Here's another wrestling one. So there's lots of options out there. And you might want to go automatically and be like, okay, what's the cheapest one? Let me get this $20 wrestling singlet or this $16 wrestling singlet. And again, like I said before, it depends on what you want. If you're never going to go to a higher level competition, you're just going to stick to local competitions. You want to spend the least amount as possible, since you already do have to pay for the membership, you have to pay for the entry fee. Maybe you want to get a meet t-shirt to remember the meet, so you don't want to spend as much. You can go with this $16 or $20 option. The downsides are, like I said, not IPF approved, so you're not going to be able to use it for higher level competitions. And also they may be a little bit crappier quality, they may be a little bit not as well made, they may not be as form-fitting. So depending on how you're built, if you're maybe really tall or very short, or maybe have big legs, or maybe a big upper body and a small lower body, then it may not fit as well as you like. But if you're basically normal height and normal size, then you don't care as much how form-fitting it is, then you can go ahead and use this cheaper option. So you can go look at those options there, $16, $20. You can look at the reviews. Some of them come with different colors. You can choose what color design you want, and you can use that as a bottom option. Next, let's start going into some IPF approved options. So you can go with the Inzer here, and you see it's $45. So it's about double to triple the price of the non-IPF approved one. But again, you are getting the IPF approval, so then you can start wearing it at higher level competitions. You don't have to buy a new singlet. Also, it's gonna be a little bit better made. You're gonna have some reinforcement on the thighs. It's gonna fit a little better. And so you're gonna get a little bit better of a product. Over here, you'll also see another option is the Titan Triumph is the one I wear. So this is one that I recommend to people, and one of the ones I recommended to my lifter. It's $70. But again, you're gonna get the IPF approval. You're gonna get these little wider straps so it doesn't feel weird on your shoulders with a thin strap pulling down on it. That feels a little bit more comfortable. It's gonna be form fitting. And also I like that matte finish so that you can grip the bar for squat and grip the bench for the bench press. Also, you'll see this option here for $40, the Lifting Large one. I've personally never used it, and I don't really know anyone that has used it to give any feedback on it, but we can switch over here to liftinglarge.com. And if you go under powerlifting and go under singlets, you can see the singlets they have. You'll see they have Titan singlets as well. And then here you'll see that they have their Lifting Large basic singlet, and you can always go and look more information on it if you want. Because with Amazon, you always want to be careful that sometimes they may say it's IPF approved, but maybe some company that's lying, or maybe they used to be IPF approved, but they no longer are on the list and they're just not changing on the website. So you can always go directly to the company or check the IPF approved list to make sure it is. So it is correct that it is the Lifting Large one. It is $40. It's IPF approved, USPA legal. Down here at the bottom, it has all of them: USAPL, IPF, USPA, and IPL. And then you have all the weight classes where you can choose what size you want. The benefit to this, again, it's IPF approved, so you can wear it at any competition you want. The downsides is that it may not be, again, as form-fitting. Like here you can see it may be loose in the shoulders depending on how you are built. It may be loose in the legs depending on how you're built, and then you just only have the black option. Whereas with something like Titan, you have lots of different options here. So even just on lifting large, you can see you got one with a blue or a red for slightly more. You have this green one that's currently on sale for $69. You have a flame one if you want an Inferno singlet for $98, this yellow one for $85. So you get lots of options with Titan, where with lifting large, you have just the plain black for $40, or you have this customized lifting large one for $89. Again, I don't have any experience with the lifting large one, so I don't necessarily recommend it to people, but it is a cheaper IPF approved option if you want it. All right, so now going to some higher level options. So we have the bottom options, non-IPF approved, $16 to $20. Then in IPF approved, the bottom option, we have this $40 lifting large. One step above that, we have the Inzer, $45. One step above that, we have the Titan, $70. We're slowly working our way up. So next step up is going to be a little bit more expensive. You can look into the A7 singlets, which I've heard many good things about. So here you'll see the plain black one is $75.95, and then they've come out with some new ones here in green, blue, and red, again $75.95, excuse me. And I've heard good things about this, about again being very well built, good material, it's form fitting, you get a couple of different color designs, and also you get that IPF approval, so you can basically wear this at any competition. So while it is $5 more than the Titan one, I would put it right on there in line with the Titan one, where it's just like another option if you want to go to a different brand or you want a different color and maybe better quality than the Titan one. It definitely looks better than the Inzer or lifting large or the non-IPF approved ones. I personally haven't worn it or tried it out, but I've heard really good reviews from people. So then that's your next option, one level above the Titan. And then I know this is a budget video, but if you're someone who's watching this and you want to know what the top of the line is, or you actually want to spend money and get the top of the line, then you can look into SBD. They have their older option. So here's their older design on the singlet here in the black and red, and that is $82.50. So not much more than the Titan 70 or the A7 $75.95. But then the brand new ones that they came out, which is a new design, different material, some new colors, better constructed. They also have a men's fit and a women's fit, whereas the other ones is just a unisex fit, so it may not fit you the same if you are a female compared to a male. But here you can choose. So you have $100 for both the black and white option and the black and red option. So that would be your top of the line. You get the IPF approved, you get really good material, good quality, you get men's fit or women's fit. People say it feels snug. It gets better coverage with some of the thinner singlets. When you stretch in the bottom and squat, you may be able to start seeing through it. So you're not gonna get that with this. So this is your top of the line option if you want to spend that $100. And so here you can come to fit and you can choose women's fit or men's fit, and then you would also then choose your size. So with singlets compared to belts, it's not that much of a difference in price that you're saving. So for the IPF approval, even the $100 SBD down to the $40 lifting large is not that much of a difference you're saving compared to like the belt option where you could be saving $100 or $200. So you have a little bit more room to work with depending on how much money you want to spend or how much money you want to save. So you may not want to worry so much between $70 Titan versus $75 of the A7. You just go with the one that you maybe like the brand more, you like the color more, you like the design, you like the feel of it if you actually go to a competition and feel it and try it on or whatever like that. Or if you just want to go all out and buy the SBD one for $100 and be able to get one that's maybe more form-fitting for you if you are a female, then you can go with that. Again, personally, I've heard good things about the SBD singlet, the A7 singlet, and I wear the Titan singlet, so I obviously have good experience with that, and I like the Titan one. With the other ones, I haven't heard too much about the lifting large one, and the Inzer one is just okay. People will say it's good enough, it's cheap, it just gets them through the competition. And then with the Amazon, just the wrestling singlets, I haven't heard anything about it. I would be careful because maybe the material's not as good, maybe the form is not as good as far as how it fits your body, depending on how you're shaped. You may want to read the reviews to see if there's any specific issues with them falling apart or washing them, that kinds of stuff. All right, so hopefully that helped you out in figuring out a good value singlet, or what I like to call it your best bang for your buck. I like to be in that middle range where I don't want to spend personally the top end like the $100 SBD singlet, but I also don't want to spend the bottom end like the $15 or $20 Amazon one that's going to fall apart on me, or I'm going to have to buy another one again if I want to go to higher level competitions. But you need to figure out what works for you, whether what competitions you want to go to, how much you want to spend, what kind of design you like, that kinds of stuff. But I would say for most of you, you're going to want to be somewhere in that middle where you want something that's IPF approved, but also you want something that maybe fits a little bit well and is going to last you a while. So you can then go with the Titan $70 singlet, the A7 $75 singlet, or maybe even look into the older model, the SBD for $82 if you don't want to spend that full $100. All right, hopefully that helped you out. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. If you have any good reviews or bad reviews for the singlets that I went over, or any singlets that I did not mention, again, you can leave those in the comments below so you can provide more information for anyone else that comes to this video, and I can always add more information into the description. If you come up with a good singlet, I can always put that in there for whoever's watching. As always, do that YouTube stuff. Like the video, share with a friend if they're looking to do their first competition, they don't know what singlet to buy. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos in this powerlifting budget playlist that I'm putting together, going over all the different items from belts, singlets, wrist wraps, knee sleeves, all that kind of stuff. I might also go further into like how to find cheaper hotels or plane tickets, that kind of stuff, to basically just help you all out for when you're going to competitions. Try and save as much money you can and get as much value out of the money that you are spending. And then also I have other videos on this channel that you can check out, and other playlists for squat, bench, deadlift, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you're having a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.